Welcome to Nameless Debate Radio, where radioactivity is contagious. You can join us in broadening our minds on the Nameless Debates Discord via the link below, and even feature here yourself, if you've got what it takes.
Like people that people that thought of things like people that thought of the muse and stuff and like believed a lot of those stories. Like the general idea was that like nothing could be known, and so like why even try? And like people have like collectively and unanimously rejected that because like it's been shown to not be the case.
And like, obviously, you're talking to us through a piece of technology which would not be possible unless we knew something. Was that insufficient? You didn't understand that?
Actually in sync, to be fair, or actually communicating through the god Mercury.
True.
Okay, I understand that. Okay, asking questions like the why, that's the beginning of the scientific method. Right? You ask a question, but
Asking good questions.
our scope was different. Okay, it was regarding debate.
You said
It wasn't about that. You're just going on.
Listen. You said the Socratic method isn't a good method, all right? And you said it's because it goes around in circles. What we're telling you is we have like observable products of the Socratic method, which were not. You can't say that a product is circular. A product is something coming out of the process. The Socratic method produced all of the thought, all of the rigorous schools of thought that we have today. Historically, the Socratic method produced all of the rigorous schools of thought. There are a lot of ways to think about the world. Observably, the Socratic method is the most effective one. You question what you think you know. Figure out what you are implicitly assuming in order to reach what you know, and check whether or not you can know that. Rinse and repeat.
Wait, are you saying that, like, hold on in sync, are you suggesting that Hermes is not the means we're talking? Like, he doesn't supply the
listen to me. Listen. I'm not going to contradict your faith, but you're a dickhead.
I see, but did you come to that conclusion with the Socratic method?
I did, in fact, yes.
I see, well, that's what's important.
Game over.
I think a simple way to think about this seriously, though, is just like we care about truth, dude, and like we need a way to actually establish it, and so we're just using the Beth method that we have.
Beth method.
Beth.
Also, it's worth noting that like both DM and I study this academically. We're telling you, the Socratic method is widely regarded in the field of philosophy to be the most effective method of finding things out. And it has been that way ever since we came up with it. It was so good at exposing the assumptions people were making, they put him to death for being an annoying cunt.
But, okay. Well, maybe you guys know more about this. I've read this, but, you know, like, this is over years, and, you know, I'm in senior, but I'm not in philosophy. But I've read this in my undergrad. Okay, so what is the link between classical philosophy and, you know, modern philosophy?
It's an evolutionary progression. Like it's from the method of Socratic questioning that you reach alternative but sufficiently justified conclusions.
A good historical explanation, I think, would be that so like classically we got a lot of important questions, and then in modern times we got a lot of not just answers but like refined answers.
Yeah, and novel answers. Because we've
So
been working on
is
the
the
problems for
modern
millennia.
method okay? So how much does modern philosophy owe in debt to like Socrates? I'm saying that
Everything. Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle own Western thought. Like, the method that we use today is exactly the same. We reason carefully and categorically. We've formalized it more, but it's exactly the same principle. Classical logic rules the thought of today. The 3 laws of thought Aristotle described rule today's thinking. Okay, the list of fallacies Aristotle penned are things we avoid today in academia. And like, the first university was a product of the philosopher Plato. It's the academy. We didn't have a formal tertiary institution for teaching before then. Like, this stuff all comes from classical logic, and we always use classical logic, even if we are proposing an alternative logic. The way we do that is we say, it might be the case that this other system governs the way things are. There's no way around it. Do you have an objection to that?
Nope. I just wanted to know because
Yeah, like all of it. It's, first of all, the method we use today is exactly the same. And second of all, like, many modern thinkers have said that, like, Western philosophy owes everything to Aristotle, Socrates, and Plato.
If you need like more time to think about this, I mean that's fine, but just like say so. Like the reason that like we study this professionally is because we actually care, and so like if you want more help with like sorting things out, we don't
okay.
mind.
I'm just trying to find the readings I did, on that, and so I remember very vaguely, man. It was, but it was regarding how the logic that Socrates used is would be discarded. Again, like
How so?
is it?
Like, maybe in the sense that we have like formalized epistemology already. Like, it shouldn't need to be the case that I ask people whether or not they know, and they tell me that they do with certainty. That should never happen, but it does today. All right? And scientists may not experience it, and maybe that's what they're talking about, is that in science, people are conscious of the epistemological limitations of subjectivity. But I think that it's pretty clear in conversations with laymen, they just don't. They don't get it. They don't understand what knowledge is. They don't understand how it's achieved. They don't understand what truth is. They have no conception of the distinction between opinion and truth. And it is dizzying to deal with unless you use the method that we have come up with historically, which is Socratic questioning. How do you know what you think you know? Because if you do actually know it, then you can teach me, and you can, like, then we'll both be better off. How isn't that good? And if you can't teach me, maybe you don't know, and probably you should figure that out, because that would be good for you to know. Do you think it's inherently unreasonable for people to ask you how you know what you think you know?
No, it's not.
That's what the Socratic method is all about.
I just had a problem with how it's done.
But what do you mean?
Like if
The fact that you
if the
endlessly
conversation
ask
is an
questions.
organized way, like if one person is presenting their arguments first, then there's a chance for to ask questions.
It sounds
It's
like
just
you might be complaining about presuppositionalism, man.
What do you mean?
Presuppositionalism is the
Presuppose.
like no, it's
Assumption, right?
attacking every presupposition except the religious one. You say like, unless you can know things with certainty, then you do not know them at all. And so if you admit to me that you don't know things for certain, then you don't know anything. And the only way to know things is to know God. And because you can demonstrate to yourself you know things, then you should believe in God. Something like that. Right? It's skepticism about even our ability to know. And that's not what I'm doing. That's not what the Socratic method is about. It's not about going around in a circle forever. It's about using it to get to a point. I know where the point is. I know where I'm going. That's why it's so frustrating when you don't cooperate with just answering my fucking questions. I'm practiced at this, man. I'm going somewhere with my line of questioning, with my line of reasoning. And if you just answered me, both of us would get there. Thinking is a dialogic process. Okay, you have it with other people. You talk about what you're thinking. That's how you sort it out.
Yeah, so if you're like the way you're doing it was inquisitive, right? So you're like I would personally do it like this. I would attack the, like, if a person had an argument, I would ask him questions about his argument, try to like make his arguments the best possible argument that you could attack, instead of
You're
going with
talking
your
about
line
steel manning.
without like
You
instead
strengthen the opponent's
of
argument. Is that what you mean?
yeah. So if it's like if every argument has been like probably has been said before, so you can, if you know, or like you can clarify what argument the other person is presenting, and then you can like then you can acquire about his premises, assumptions he's making. Then you can
Yes.
be inquisitive. Yeah.
No,
So but
wait
instead of
wait a minute. But I think that's the whole point of my questions. Like the whole point of my questioning in the Socratic method is to figure out what it is that you're saying. Because the thing is that when you tell me what you think, you are going to get it wrong. People always do. You're going to say what you think, but it's not going to be quite what you think. And we're going to have to work together to fix that because you don't quite know how to say most of the things that are in your head.
What's going
right,
on?
right.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So do you still hold the contention then?
What contention?
A contention that the Socratic method is not effective.
Okay. Okay. So.
Okay, wait. Let me put it this way: did we or did we not just make progress?
We made progress, and
okay, wait. I was using the Socratic method. That's what I was doing.
Okay.
I used it to begin with. That's how I set up my argument in the end. I used it to collect information about what you were saying by getting you to agree to what I thought you meant, walking you through what I thought your line of reasoning was, so I could make sure that I had your idea correctly. And that's what let me beat your argument in the end. Because I did beat your argument just then.
I wouldn't make it that,
So then how do you disagree? How do you
Just asking to clarify.
You actually, from the, like, I remember like when I said that, like, instead of trying to be inquisitive like towards the person, like to steer them towards your line
That's
of
not
thinking.
I don't think you
Maybe
understand.
you could.
Like, the inquisitive bit is not me steering them towards my line of thinking. The inquisitive bit is the approach. Okay, in the beginning, when you first tell me what you think, I ask you questions.
Yeah, the
in a
approach
Socratic
was good.
manner.
Yeah. Okay, I'll say this. Okay. It depends how you use it. Like if it's a tool, if you're using it, you know how it's supposed to be. You know, which I think, you know, I told you, like, you know, if you're so if you're using it properly, it could be like, you know, it's effective. But if most people don't use it properly, it's just that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying, like, most people who have been taught it properly use it properly. The people who don't use it properly are people who've taught themselves. Like, if you use other people to correct the way that you question the world, as you should, that's the whole point of the Socratic method, is like you're asking questions to make sure that you understand. And when you don't understand them, you change what you think.
Yeah, so
we could just dismiss them.
My contention with that
which
would
I
be
wouldn't
like,
do.
okay, so if you're using the questions as counter arguments, I think
No, the questions are ways to establish that I do in fact understand what you're saying. Okay.
If you're saying, okay, yeah, keep going.
No, but the thing is that when I'm establishing that I understand what you're saying, most of the time I'm actually right about what I think you're saying. So when I predict internally what I think you're saying, I ask you questions that are constructed in such a way that not only am I checking that I do know what you're saying, I'm at the same time walking you to my conclusion. Because my conclusion follows from what you've said if I'm right, and if I'm wrong, you'll tell me along the way. The Socratic method is the art of showing the other person that they already agree with what you think of their argument. And if they don't agree with it, then that is your cue to change what you think of it, to adapt to what they're saying it is.
So how did you do that when you're you know, what should I say, like using the Socratic method on me, or like you're using dialectic? Yeah. So you're how would you, like, give me an example, like.
Okay, so what I'm doing is, like I described the problem that we're trying to solve, right? So we were talking about, for instance, the dialectic, all right? And I say, okay, so do you agree to this step? And the step in question was, for instance, the proposition that thesis plus antithesis equals synthesis is effective, right? I said it was effective. You contradicted me. And actually, I'm pretty sure we showed that it was effective, because that is the method that you use to make progress in the world. Right? And so, like, what I did was I asked you about this thing that you told me you disagreed with this thing, which was the dialectic. And so I asked you questions about the dialectic, right? And what we found was that you didn't understand the way that you didn't agree with it, because when I asked you why you thought that wasn't effective, you didn't have a good answer for me. And I don't think you gave a good answer. Do you disagree?
Yeah, I don't think I specified exactly in which, you know, in which context and constraint I was using, you know, my argument. Like, you know, do you know what I'm saying? I was maybe you thought I was generalizing to like every, you know, every context, the dialectic method in every context.
No, but I'm putting the dialectic method as the most effective strategy in every context. It is the general problem-solving tool. Like, that's the path you take to solve a problem. You figure out what the issue is. That's your formulation of the antithesis. You've already got the thesis. That's the thing that you're using that you've got a problem with. And then the synthesis is your attempt to reconcile the two.
And I think at the end we went to a conclusion that if it's right, if it's used in the right way, like Like I think that was my main.
So you're saying
contention
then, not
Yep.
that Socratic reasoning isn't effective. You're saying most people do not know how to use the Socratic method properly. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, how would you? Okay, I think you described the Socratic method, and I agreed with that. I agree with it, and but I don't think that it's most of the time it's not used that way. It's just not. It's not that clean.
But you're saying most people don't, because like I'm telling you, all
Most people,
philosophers
yeah,
use
most
it that
people,
way.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay. So most people
maybe
don't use
not
it
like
that way.
the few professionals that have debates. Maybe they know how to use it properly, but I mean,
Okay, that's fair.
the
But
large
like,
majority.
no, that's fair. But the thing is that you can teach the majority when you interact with people. The thing about the Socratic method is that without the other person knowing the way that it works, you can show them something, and so like it engages them in the process. It's interactive. Participatory. I'm asking you to reason with me. That's the whole point of getting you to agree or disagree to my steps. If
Okay, so
we agree about
in the
beginning,
beginning, you said okay, so the dialectic method is effective in every context. Okay, so
yes.
then I agreed with that, right? So when I specify like in this context, in like if it's used this way, it wouldn't be effective.
Well, that's not in a
And then
context.
yeah,
That's a misuse. That's not a
misuse.
context.
Okay, maybe even how people understand the Socratic method, right? Maybe it's not
Yes.
it's not
No, but I'm saying it doesn't
accurate.
matter. That's irrelevant because people who don't understand it, you can teach them how to use it properly, and like the people who do understand it are instructive to everybody.
Okay, so
In sync.
in the beginning I described like like a debate that would be more effective in my opinion. Having a person present their arguments, and then in like after both of them presenting their arguments, then there could be like again the questioning should be trying to
No, but
reveal
the
the other
thing is,
person's clarify what he means, what his argument
no,
is,
but the
instead
thing is,
strong manning basically, yeah, what you said.
the thing is that I'm not strawmanning him. The thing is, man, I have a lot more experience than most of my interlocutors, alright? And when I'm talking to them, alright, they're saying things to me that indicate what they're going to say, right? They're saying things to me that describe conceptually the sorts of things that they think are true, and I can infer from some of the things they say what they're going to say about other things, how they're likely to reason about it, and things like that. So when I'm questioning someone, all right, I don't need to wait for them to give me their full argument. In fact, it happens to be a waste of my time. I'm capable of guessing what you think from the things that you say about it. It's a waste of my time. I shouldn't have to listen to everything that you think you should say to confirm that I do understand you. If halfway through I happen to have picked up your train of thought, can't I stop you? Like,
Because
how
then
is it?
no, if you're assuming something,
No, but I'm asking
bro, like
questions. I'm
you
stopping
assume
you.
that in
Listen.
every context. Okay, so
No,
it did
listen,
work
I'm
out, like it did.
stopping you. Listen, I'm assuming that maybe I've got you correctly, and that all I have to do is ask whether or not I understand you, and then it will guide both of us to helping me specifically understand. Because when I ask you a question, I'm going to ask you about something that I personally do not understand or do not think makes sense about what you're saying. And when you clarify, it will remove an error from my perception of what you're saying. So when I ask you the question, it helps everybody.
Okay, if done properly, yeah, it does help.
Yes,
Again,
but the
it's
people who are
done
doing
properly,
it
yeah.
improperly, this is what I'm saying, is the people who are doing it improperly are having that error in their perception, and people who are doing it properly can teach them to get rid of it.
Yeah, of course,
So
yeah.
so the Socratic method is effective.
The Socratic method is effective. Yeah, I agree.
And I think it's a testament to the effectiveness of the Socratic method that I was able to bring you to agree with my conclusion.
Yeah, more or less, yeah. More or
Mhm.
less. Again, no, I don't think anyone is really, adept,
I guarantee
using
you,
it.
I am adept at the Socratic method. I am an analytical philosopher. It's what I do every day. I reason categorically about the world.
Do we have to
Unboxing.
argue, man? You know, I mean, it's Christmas.
Hey, Stacy,
What's up?
eat a dick. That's your
Oh,
Christmas
well-
present.
Oh, well.
Dick in a box. But you're forced to eat it.
Well, I'm not going to complain.
Very cool.
What's up,
It's
Kanata?
I'm good.
Isn't it just supposed to be Canada?
Well,
That's the
Kanata.
native pronunciation of the, and it's derived from.
Oh,
from
fuck.
again.
Terrence.
Hey, yo, what's up, gamers?
Ah, god damn it. Anyway, Kanata, what were you
Hey,
arguing with
Terrence.
Insync about? Oh yeah, Terrence. Actually, fuck you, Insync. Let me ask this.
Greetings,
Terrence, can
Insync.
you restate your position about everything changing?
Oh,
No, 'cause
dude,
I'm
I
being
walked him
recorded.
through how that's wrong already the other night.
I was trying to. I had him in a fucking chokehold, but he kept on trying to wiggle out.
No, dude, I
Oh,
got him
you
to concede
didn't?
on the point.
Oh, you did? No, that's
Yeah,
good.
dude.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did, bitch. I have it on recording.
Oh yeah, sure.
You want me to
Listen,
post it
Terrence,
tonight?
if,
I'll
like-
post it tonight.
Sure.
I'll post it tonight, bro.
Terrence, can you just restate that position?
No,
No? Okay.
no, I'm on recording. Bro. I'm not
Someone's a
stupid.
bit of a sook.
Anyway,
bit fader.
Insync.
What's up, bro?
Are you ready to get destroyed on Christmas
Let's
Eve?
hear it, mate. Let's hear
Oh, yeah.
it. Give me my Christmas present. Educate me, daddy.
Dude,
Am I making too much background noise, by the way?
No, you're cool, dude.
are you aware of modal logic?
I
Can you
am,
hear
in
me?
fact, yes. Unfortunately.
Are you aware of modal fallacies?
Insync,
Yes.
you can hear me.
I can hear you, mate. Yes.
Oh man, it's Zuckerberg. You suck, bro.
Dude, it's a fucking robot.
Oh no, it's all the
Yeah,
normies.
I'm not making a modal fallacy. Do you want to justify your statement?
Dude, all the normies are here. I'll tell you later, bro.
No, Terrence, come on.
Oh, you can't
No.
handle it?
I want to. I
Don't
want to have a
fade it out.
valid worldview without turning into Insync.
No, dude, I'm gonna.
Dude, I don't-
I'm starting to
Don't
write like
fucking
him.
cuck. Don't fucking cuck.
No, I'm
Cock,
gonna
Terrence,
get
yeah,
muted,
cock,
bro.
Terrence.
You're fucking
dark-
pivoting, Terrence.
Dude, this
Terrence.
Dark Master guy is here, bro. He's gonna mute me, bro.
You're a fucking peasant. Just tell me the thing that you think
You're fucking
falsifies
Aussie,
my
man.
position.
Dude, he's
Listen.
He's not obligated to tell you shit, Insync.
Listen.
Terrence,
It's
You're a
Terrence.
necessitarian.
Necessitarian.
fuck
What the
up.
heck?
he's saying
Is
that
that
I
even
think
a word?
things are necessarily true, and I do think that. But the point is, how am I committing a modal fallacy?
Because
Oh, just because, bro.
Dude, it's
no,
self-evident. It's self-evident. It's a
no,
categorical,
because you're
categorical imperative.
you're presupposing that illogical things don't exist in reality.
Incorrect. It's through specifically the thing that I'm doing with scope that I say illogical things exist mentally and not otherwise. There's nothing fallacious about that, dude.
There are illogical terms otherwise.
Oh my god, so people's perceptions don't actually follow the things that are. It's really fucking obvious. Insync, can we talk privately? Because I want to
No,
talk
no.
private
Insync,
shit.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I knew it, bro. This
Yeah,
Dark
yeah.
Master
Don't cuck out, Insync.
dude. Okay. Fuck, man. Why
DM, stop deplatforming Terrence.
Yeah, like why the fuck
Terrence
do
is an
hate
art.
me, bro?
You know what? Insync. Terrence may be my strongest argument for deplatforming.
Thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe, and join us in the Nameless Debates Discord. We hope to see you there.